Cool. Go ahead, guys.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Josh.
So, did you get any indication during this process that you were on the Raiders' radar?
I did. Coach Frank, he came in and he worked me out, and we went to dinner. We kind of talked about how I was going to have to work my way up the boards. I met with him at the Senior Bowl for about an hour. As you guys probably know, I was with the South team, which was coached by the 49ers. But it's customary that we get to swap teams for like an hour and a half for like film study. So I met with Frank, and I fell in love with the way that he coached and how he addressed the game and what he does for his players and how he coaches. It's funny. I kind of kept up with him through the whole process, and I really have an affinity for the Raiders. I obviously have an affinity for Coach Gruden and his staff. One of the great minds in football. So I kind of hope this happened. I saw that they traded their pick early in the 4th round. Been absolutely killing myself today by watching this freaking draft, but it all worked out to be perfect.
Did you have an expectation of where in the draft, what round you'd be going in, or what were your thoughts heading into it?
I had a feeling 3 or 4. It just kind of depended on teams' thoughts, and obviously you never know what a team really thinks of you until draft day. So 3 or 4. Agent called me and said it could be 4 or 5. You never know. I tried not to care about that too much. I knew I wasn't gonna be one of those guys in the 1st round making generational money. I wanted to go to a good place with a good coach with a right fit, and try to compete for reps. Compete for time. And I feel like I have a chance to do that.
What are your strengths, do you feel, as a player?
I feel like I have a lot of off-field strengths, which is funny. You don't quite look for off-field strengths. It's not the first thing that comes to mind. But I think leadership, charisma, kind of preparedness, willing to work, and then on the field you go with aggression, coachability. I don't know, man. I find that stats can be sometimes misleading. Numbers can be sometimes misleading. I just think I'm a good football player, and I'm blessed to play for a damn good football team. So I'm very happy.
In that vein, where maybe numbers don't tell the whole story, do you think you're more of a pass catcher than maybe your numbers say?
I feel like I can be. I feel like I certainly can be. First year didn't catch a ball. Second year caught 6 balls. Doesn't leave me much room in those last 2, but I feel like I made do with the opportunities that I was given. I feel like I could continue to grow and learn from excellent pass catchers, a great quarterback. I'm just blessed and honored to have this opportunity.
You said that you just wanted to come to a team, and you feel like this is a really good fit for you. Why do you think that this is such a good fit for your particular set of skills, if you will?
Because I feel like this is a team that's. I feel like this is a team where we're on the come up. We're on the rise, and we're doing stuff the right way. And I just feel like we got a good run game, and we could do a lot of good stuff. I don't know, man. It feels like the right fit, and it felt like the right fit. I knew the Raiders didn't have any 3rd round picks, which was upsetting, but I knew they had 1 in the 4th. They traded back for 2. They pulled the trigger on me, and I feel like I could be of use in the run game at least. Absolutely be of use in special teams, get myself on the field, and just have a chance to compete and perform.
What did you do from a special team standpoint in college?
I did. I was on kickoff return as like a right end, kind of like one of the back line side players, or like the wedge back. And I was a PP, or like a right shield on punt. Coach Mack wouldn't let me cover down on kickoffs because I was too big of a target. But he's a good man. But I mean, I'm willing and want to do everything. Because when the stats aren't there, receiving wise, it's always nice to go down there and get some solo tackles. It'd be fun. Kind of shoot at the defensive players.
Hey, Foster, I don't know how much you know about the history of this organization, but a few generations ago, there was a tight end here, Todd Christensen, who saw himself as kind of a Renaissance man, quoting Shakespeare, Nietzsche, and then going out and catching 90 passes in a season and going to Pro Bowls. You see yourself kind of in that similar vein? I know you have described yourself as loquacious with your vocabulary.
Well, let's define loquacious first off. Loquacious is wordy, right?
Right.
I got in some trouble with some teammates for that comment. Loquacious is wordy. It's not like extravagant with my wordplay or like a very good vocabulary. It's just sometimes I say too much, and obviously you guys can attest to that, knowing me for what I've been on this call for 6 minutes and 45 seconds. You guys can attest to that, to where I have long drawn out, like, wordy answers. I'm not a Renaissance man. I do try to have a good vocabulary, but sometimes I'm not the best. I hang out with a lot of people who are much smarter than me, which I hope will in turn someday make me intelligent. It hasn't worked yet, but we're going to keep trying.
Are you a voracious reader?
Oh, I used to be. I don't find too much time for it anymore besides scouting reports.
All right, thanks a lot. Appreciate your time.
Reader.
Thank you.
Voracious. I don't know what voracious means.
Just trying to keep up.
That could mean slight. I mean, I'm out here trying to friggin' figure it out, guys.
All right, thanks, Foster.
Thanks, man.
All right, guys. I appreciate it.
Congratulations.
Good luck.
Yep,
too.
thanks.
No problem. All right. Thank you. Bye.
Yep, bye.